Hello everyone. Right, I've sort of already talked about this, but sort of not, in a live stream I did over the weekend. I did two. I think I did one Friday and one Saturday. Or was it one Thursday? No, one Friday and one Saturday I think it was. I did a couple of live streams. One I talked about Charles Manson and one I talked about this. And a lot of people are now kicking off that weren't kicking off a year ago. Now, a year ago started the adpocalypse, which is after certain companies found their ads running on videos condoning terrorism and violence and things like that. They pulled their adverts from Google, which they're well within the right to do. And it caused a lot of people to panic because people's CPM went down because there wasn't as many advertisers, and as a result YouTube started with the demonetising, and now they're unsuitable for most advertisers category. So it's not demonetised, it will still run ads but just not that many as it would be if it was monetised. Now, one of the issues people had was a lot of people were blaming PewDiePie when it wasn't anything to do with PewDiePie. It all started from something completely different. I think only one or two companies pulled out as a result of what happened with PewDiePie, but most pulled out because their adverts were being shown on ISIS videos. Now, about a year ago, pretty much at the same time as the apocalypse started happening, a lot of people were talking about paedophile rings, and I've talked about it a few times over the last 5 or 6 months. I know Mike Jobo's covered it, I know the Warskis have covered it, I know Blair's covered it, I know Wild Sport has covered it, and a few others. So a lot of us here in the social commentary group or have covered this issue, and it's only these last couple of weeks that YouTube have gone this is a big problem. They've now started to realise that this is a problem, we need to fix it. What is happening is videos are being shown on kids' videos, and these videos are also being shown on the YouTube Kids app when they aren't kids' videos. They're the videos of children's characters, so like Elsa, Spider-Man, being involved in violence, in sexualised behaviour and things like that. There's also a channel that Phil was talking about last night, because I'm recording this Tuesday. So Phil was talking about an example last night where he said there is a particular channel, I think it's Baby Teeth Kids or something, and even in the search bar, the most searched things are Maddie crying, and one of them crying, there's nasty pranks, there's evil clowns. We're not just talking about normal clowns that go to kids' birthday parties, we're talking about it, and the nasty, demonic, horrible clowns. And they're being involved in these videos with kids, and the videos of kids being involved in situations that they shouldn't be involved in. And we've been saying for the last 6 months, YouTube, you need to do something about this. YouTube isn't the only place where this issue exists. There are other places where this exact same issue exists, but at the minute YouTube is the one that's in the news, and it's also opened the conversation of child exploitation. Now, I used an example when I was talking. I said when you're looking at something like vlogging, you think about it. I will use Franco family. as an example, this one. Lindsay will film, say, 2 or 3 minutes out of about 4 days and then club them together. So you end up with like a 12-minute video, but it's like over 4 or 5 days. And it's not, the video isn't just completely trained on Trey all the time or on Carter all the time. So, and if they're not in the mood, she doesn't record them. Some family vloggers are like that. There are some that do still vlog the kids even if they don't want to be vlogged, but not all of them do. However, when you're talking about these channels where pretty much everything that's in front of the camera is kids, and it's hours and hours and hours and hours of content on these kids, and there's pranks. Obviously we're not going to the extreme of something like the Daddy of Five situation, but this is kind of like the middle way, which is where YouTube's starting to think that's not right. Especially when on a lot of these videos, YouTube have started looking at the comment section and they're seeing completely inappropriate comments for the video type. So they've actually shut down hundreds, I think said, hundreds of accounts of people that were leaving inappropriate comments. And they've also shut down multiple channels that are could be classed as child exploitation. Now, the problem is, it's kind of like twofold. A lot of the family vloggers are starting to get scared because they're worrying that they're going to hit with the same thing we got hit with a year ago, which is likely to happen because YouTube is starting to crack down on family vloggers because they don't want to be seen to be cruel. And I understand that. As a result, a lot of family vloggers are starting to think, oh, we're going to start getting hit. And they're starting to think, what do we do? And it's like, well, you do what we've been doing for the last year. You find other avenues of revenue. You find other ways of earning money. You find other ways of bringing in an income. Repsion put it the best way I see how, that at the minute, because of all the ad issues, because even more advertisers pulled out because of this, people's CPM is going to go down. People's the views are still going to stay the same, but the CPM and the revenue is going to go down because there isn't as many advertisers, so there won't be as many ads. Is that right? Not necessarily, because, but the other problem is YouTube is saying, well, we can't tell you what's characterised as child exploitation, what isn't, because they know that if they give everybody a guideline, the people who are adapting their channels to what is allowed and what isn't allowed are going to adapt to be just under the threshold, and they don't want to tell people that. And I think as a result of all the panic that happened over the weekend with people, with more advertisers pulling out, albeit temporarily, until they are reassured that their ads aren't going to be showing on videos that they don't want their ads to be shown on, then, you know, it's one of those things that up until recently, family vloggers have been safe from the adpocalypse. Yes, I think they have lost some revenue, but not to the level of people like the Worskies, Blair, a lot of the social commentary channels, because we do talk about controversial stuff. And people might say, well, don't talk about controversial stuff, and it's like, yeah, but if we're not going to talk about it, why? Who is? Perfect example. One of the videos I did last week, which was the one on Amos Yee, I had a comment saying, I appreciate that you speaking up about this. She says, I can tell you're passionate, I was a victim, etc. And, you know, I just want to say thank you. And I said, for as long as people are suffering, I'll talk up. For as long as people are suffering, I'll talk up about anything. when I tell people about family vloggers, they say, oh, I never put my kid on camera. And it's like, I wouldn't either. But that's just one of those things. It's like, perfect example. I'm a nephew. You will never see on my Facebook or my husband's Facebook ever a picture of him. Because my in-laws don't want him on Facebook, which is fine. Our surrogate niece, yes, but that's because the mother wants to show pictures of her little girl, which is fine, and fine by me. When you have a child, you use your own judgment, but sometimes that judgment can get clouded. And when you're talking about family vloggers and the amount of money that they can bring in from videos, it can be intoxicating. Oh, if we put Jackson on the videos more, we'll get more money because more people want to see Jackson. And it's not fair that a child should carry a vlog. There's also this thing at the minute. Now, if a couple genuinely want a child, I'm fine with that. But the problem is, I've noticed, is a lot of people are having a kid because they know it will bring in money. And that bothers me. You have people that have been in a relationship for an extremely short amount of time getting pregnant for a vlog. And that worries me. That really worries me. And then you got people like White and GR. They've been together for a long time. I think they've been together nearly 10 years. And they've only just had a kid. And they kept putting it up because they had the businesses to work on and things like that. But whereas now they're financially in a place where they can actually do it. And they can still run the business and have Taika, so that's what they've done. But you've got these people that are literally, they're vlogging and they're recording videos literally every day, and because videos of childbirth, of the birth vlogs, get a lot of views, it's one of the first things people do. Oh, let's have a kid. And it's like, yeah, but you have to look after that kid for the rest of their life. And that bothers me, that you have people that just have kids because of vlogs. That bothers me. That is speculation with a few couples. I'm not going to name names, but there are a few couples out there that people do speculate the reason why they have kids is for the vlog. And then you have others where you watch a vlog and they're not actually spending any time with the kids. That's another thing that bothers me. But that's just one of my things. But at the end of the day, with this one, we have to let YouTube do what they need to do. And hope, against hope, that it doesn't have as much of an effect. It did cause we're thinking it caused the mess up that happened over the weekend where several channels were shut down, which are now up and running, thankfully. But they were completely random. It's like iDubbbz, Repsion, Conan O'Brien, Miley Cyrus and some others. It's like, what? It's a bit weird. But there we go. Like I say, I did cover some of that on the video I did over the weekend, the live stream I did over the weekend. So, and the night this goes live, I will be live streaming. I don't know whether you will see the husband or not. He might come and say hi, I don't know. Because he's off this week, because he's downstairs playing his computer now. Because we've got a couple of games for him while we're in town. So, with that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to upload these videos and start editing. Sorry, itchy nose. So stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you very soon.